now NFL Madden connected franchise, Madden Junkies. You're tuned in to Junk Talk. AJ and Riggs. We are a man short with T, but that man's enjoying some vacation right now, so we ain't gonna fault him for that. Before we get into it, man, I don't know how many have heard or may or may not have heard about the tragedy in Jacksonville. Um, I know we may not know those guys personally, but we all have the same interest in playing this great game of Madden, and it's a community worldwide. No matter if it's on the level they're at, playing for big bucks, playing under the EA logo, or if it's just us doing our thing, having fun, it's still all the Madden community. So I just want to take a moment of silence and prayer for those. Send our prayers to those families and those that have been affected by this situation. Just a moment of silence for them. All right, we thank y'all for taking that moment with us. And again, prayers and hope for change, man. Hoping for change for these situations. It's horrible when we see stuff like this happen. It's a bittersweet moment for us today. I mean, it is opening day for us, but we hate to see anything happen in this type of community. The gamer community is just bigger. It's even bigger than Madden, man. It's bigger than just the gaming community, but I know us as gamers kind of hit close to home for a lot of us that may go to tournaments or watch the tournaments. And we just, prayers to the families and to those that are in the tragedy there in Jacksonville. All right, man. To come off that somber note, man, we're going to get into a couple of the rules real quick. You know how we like to do it. We like to start y'all with a little lesson in rules. Today is the 24 versus 48 hours. You got 48 hours to play your game, yes, but you have 24 hours to schedule your game. Please remember that. Please remember that. You have 24 hours to reach out, get your game scheduled, but you do have 48 to play it. But because we keep a nice little pace going, and we do well what we can to keep everybody going at the same pace and do our thing. If you're not understanding it, you have 5 commissioners you can hit, but I don't think it's that hard to realize. And also remember, there is a directory. You are tagged in a directory for those teams of who you play. So you can find out who you play by going save that post. You can save those posts yourself. Save those posts and you can know where and who you play and what their name is and all that good stuff. So we don't always have to constantly be trying to make sure you get your game scheduled. We're all adults. We're all grown-ups. We can do this. All right, moving on from there, man. First thing we're going to get into, man, we know we started the season, but we had a lot of trades happen in the preseason. A lot of trades. A lot of teams got better. Some got worse. Some we don't know. We're yet to see some of them because some of them are picks. So we got to see where those picks pan out. But we're going to start with what I deem to be maybe the worst trade. The worst two trades. Robbery. The worst 2 trades, personally, for me. The first one we're going to start with is a second round for Sam Darnold. I don't know how you give up only how you manage to finesse somebody into giving up a strong rookie quarterback for a second round pick only. That is some serious finesse by the Redskins, who I think, they've definitely got them a quarterback for the next few seasons in this franchise mode. I don't see them giving up Darnold anytime soon, and the guys can definitely probably be a star if you look at it. I definitely see that. That's a weird trade. And then the other one that just happened today before the push, we saw Adam Thielen and Everson Griffin go to the Vikings for DJ Moore and Dante Jackson and a second round pick. Now, how he finessed that one, I do not know. To give up 2 rookies and a second-round pick this season for 2 mid-level vets is awfully weird and awfully funny. So I don't know what to say to that. I have no idea. Any thoughts, fellas?
Me personally, I'm just gonna hold judgment on that trade. See if those players, because the trade necessarily could be a good trade, because who knows if the Vikings can develop those players properly. But no knock on the Vikings. I'm just saying you still gotta be able to develop the players.
Still gotta play the game.
On the Vikings, I'm just saying you still gotta be able to develop the players.
Man, regardless.
Still gotta.
That trade. I agree, though. Man, those 2 rookies, dog. That's a salary cap dump. And he got a second-round pick. Wow.
So
that's the ultimate finesse.
So you saying he even turned around and helped him pull up his draws? Is that what you're saying?
I ain't say all that. I'm just saying you got rid of Adam Thielen, decent receiver. Nobody really wants him. Everson Griffin. He's going to give you probably 8 to 12 sacks a season. I don't know how far along. But you get faster on defense with a corner with 95 speed, and you get a rookie receiver that's basically like another version of Percy Harvin. Now, if he uses them correctly, I don't know, but that's a big win-lose trade right there, to me.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I mean, if the Vikings play 2 young players that they can definitely do something with, but at the same time, it's about getting on the field. It's about getting on the field. So we have to wait and see what really happens. He did, like I said, I mean, the Panthers, they got a veteran receiver. Thielen's not bad. He's definitely a high catching traffic guy. And then Everson Griffin to come off the corner for you at the DN spot will definitely be interesting. I don't know. Like I said, to me, those are probably the 2 worst trades. I would say, I mean, there's a couple other ones. Like I said, it's probably going to have to wait and see what pans out. Obviously, the bigger trades were definitely the Falcons going into this season, getting A.J. Green for Desmond Trufant, which, I mean, Green definitely adds a lot of flavor to that receiving core, and it's tough to guard 3. Not just having to guard 1 or 2, but now you have to literally make sure you guard 3 guys throughout the whole field, and it's all guys that can catch in traffic, and if they get loose, they can do some things. You saw we did see and then to go pick up Khalil Mack and Hurst, the defensive tackle Hurst from the Raiders. That's another big pickup. I mean, those are 2 young guys on the D-line, and you definitely look for pressure. Pressure is definitely a big thing in this game. So those are 2 of the bigger trades. Yeah, that's finding young defensive talent. Yeah, finding young defensive talent on the defensive line side of the ball. That's big. That's big. Can't be remiss without this other trade that we saw between the Dolphins and the 49ers, where we saw Jimmy Garoppolo, a second-round pick, and Richard Sherman go to 49ers for Tannehill, McMillan, and Fitzpatrick. Garoppolo's definitely a player that, you know, you can build around, but to give up McMillan and Fitzpatrick, 2 young stalwarts on your defense, I don't know. And you get back a Richard Sherman.
If I may interject,
go right on ahead, brother.
Richard Sherman, if we was playing Madden 16, maybe 15, all day, that trade with Richard Sherman wouldn't even happen. But to give up Fitzpatrick, it's mind-boggling. I just couldn't see that happen. But hey, to each his own. In Junkies, every member, they have the freedom to make their trades. So, hey, we'll see.
Man, nah, cuz.
And that TJ Carey trade's kind of up there too, though. First and a second.
Yeah.
For a 28-year-old cornerback.
Yeah.
I would never.
That's one of those ones.
Wait.
That's definitely between the Browns and Colts. We saw a 2020 first-round pick and a 2019 third-round pick go to the Colts for TJ Carey. And that's definitely, I feel like, one where we have to watch what those picks become. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, TJ Carey is definitely an older cornerback. And two picks for that age of a corner, I'd definitely like to see how those picks pan out. That's something I'd definitely like to see. The Browns definitely made a little splash, man. They picked up a lot of picks, giving up some players, because we saw Damian Ratley go to the Lions for 2 picks as well. So the Browns are definitely looking to make sure they have some pieces and getting ready to add to that young core that they have. I think one of the bigger trades, the Vikings made some splashes, man. You can't take anything away from what he did. He got younger at the receiving core, and he picked up, a nice piece on the offensive line and a nice piece in Malik Hooker in his backfield, man.
Yes, he did. I like it. I like it.
He gave up Sendejo, strong safety, Stefan Diggs in a 2019 round 2 pick, but he got back Nelson, obviously a rookie left guard, Malik Hooker, and Kane, another receiver that's probably just adding speed to that receiving core. So definitely some good pickups by the Vikings. Can't take anything away from them. And then picking up some pieces from the Saints as well. The Vikings receiving core might be right up there with the Falcons receiving core. You're seeing a young versus old. And I don't mean old, not everybody on that Falcons is old, but a young team, a young group of core receivers that you have to work with. But it'd be nice to see what he does with them. Michael Thomas, DJ Moore, Kane. That's gonna be an interesting what he does with them. And he definitely got nice with his O line again, getting Armstead and picking up another safety in Williams. So we'll see what the Vikings do. They definitely kind of hinging their bets on these picks because they definitely gave up some big first year picks as well as going into next year too. Any other trades stand out to you guys?
I think that might have been it. As far as
we know there was a lot of trades, guys, and we know a lot of guys, made trades. But as far as big trades standing out, I think those were probably the biggest. We did see Jordy Nelson go back to the Packers. Some players just like to play with players they like, so can't take anything away from that. The Cowboys made some trades. They got Darius. It's a big pickup, getting Marcel Darius, and they gave up Smith in the second round for Rhodes, Gideon, and a 4th-round pick from the Vikings again, making moves to get better. And they got 2 receivers, a young receiver and a rookie, and giving up Anthony Brown and 2 4th-round picks. So we'll see what the Cowboys do with what they did too. And I guess I'm talking in third person because I'm just that good. Just kidding. Just messing. But 49ers, we did see that owner come in kind of late, getting his pickup. But he picked up Amari Cooper and Conley from the Raiders for Tart and 2 picks. I think the 49ers are adding to what they do. We'll see if that pans out with Tannehill at quarterback instead of Garoppolo. But he's putting together a nice defense, though. Can't take anything away from what they're doing either.
That's one thing the 49ers owner is known for. He'll come in and make some splash trade. Don't know how he does it, but he'll make them.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely will. Definitely will. All right, last podcast, we left off with who we felt would win divisions and who we felt had the best chance of making the playoffs. This week, we're going to come with our AFC, NFC championship predictions, as well as Super Bowl predictions. So, who do y'all have? Dino, I'll start with you. Who you got in your AFC championship game?
AFC championship game. I definitely not picking my own team because I feel as though we have a couple of seasons to be able to get there. Too young right now, but maybe we might get lucky. Who knows? But I'm kind of looking at the. I'm thinking the Jags. They have a strong possibility. And hold on a second here. Could you come back to me in a second? I got to pull it up.
All right, Riggs, who you got? Since while Dino's pulling that up.
I'm not picking the Jags, man. It's too early. I haven't even seen nobody play. I only watched the game of the week. And so far, it's like based off of stacked teams in general. I'll probably pick the Steelers. I'll pick the Steelers.
But Steelers versus who? This is just a championship game. So we had the Steelers versus who?
I'm going to say the Falcons.
Okay.
So your Super Bowl prediction is Steelers versus Falcons. Who do you have? Who do you have the Steelers beating to get there?
Oh man, you got me going through the whole gauntlet.
No, I just want AFC Championship. I just want the AFC Championship game. What two teams do you have in that? You already had the Steelers winning that game, but who do you have them playing?
I don't know. I'm gonna say they beat the Browns.
So you got them playing it 3 times this season. You got the Browns versus Steelers in a rubber match possibly, or a sweep. Could be a rubber match or a sweep. Is who you have in the AFC Championship.
If he got the Steelers going to the Super Bowl, they don't need no fucking sweep.
But I'm saying you got to play. The Browns have to play them twice anyway.
I know they have to play them twice, but if they had to play them 3 times, you mentioned that it would be a sweep.
I said it could be a rubber match or a sweep. You're either somebody's gonna win the series 2-1, or somebody's gonna get swept 3-0. That's all I'm saying. So who? But back to you, Dino. Who was your pick team? You gave us one.
I would pick due to it's the first season, I'm looking to pick the Raiders. Probably, if not the Jags, I would say the Raiders because he always has good schemes and he's starting off with a really strong team, strong offensive line, strong players, strong one quarterback, and in the NFC. It could be biased because we're commissioners, but I really think it would be the Falcons versus either the Cowboys or the Saints. Or, don't get me wrong, or the Redskins. I am not sleeping on the Redskins. God, I know you dislike the Redskins, the Eagles, and the Giants, but I could very well see the Redskins in the Super Bowl. I mean, they was in the Super Bowl last year. I could see them in the Super Bowl again this year. But I'm going with the Saints. I'm going to go with the Saints.
Okay, so you have Saints versus who in the Super Bowl?
Saints versus Raiders.
And who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
Damn. Take me there. I'm going to give it to the Raiders. You give it to the Raiders just because Saints have a lot of young players, and I'm telling you, the Raiders is like prime, like the Falcons. So I'll give it to the Raiders.
Okay. So you have Dino's winner for year 1 is the Raiders. Riggs, who do you had? You had Steelers versus Falcons. Who you got winning your Super Bowl?
I'm gonna pick the Falcons. Regardless, the Falcons this year, next year, that team is built for at least like the next 3 or 4 seasons
No doubt.
to make they
Definitely.
run.
Yeah, I can definitely hear that. I can definitely
As
see
of
that.
right now, the Falcons got the highest rated team on the game.
True. Very true.
Smooth 88.
AJ, who you got? AFC game, NFC game, Super Bowl, and Super Bowl winner.
Well, Reg just going to AFC North showdown. Well, I'm gonna go for an AFC South showdown, and then Jags and then Texans. Starting off back with two great users, so I can see them looking it out on that note. NFC, probably say Falcons be Rams. Same thing with the Rams. Got a nice squad starting out, especially with that D line over there. And so, as far as who will win those matchups for the Super Bowl, Falcons, and just based off of the user, I might have to go Jags. Falcons be Jags. And so I will probably have Jags taking it all.
Okay.
No
So-
pressure. No pressure.
AJ got the
Yeah,
Jags
yeah,
winning it
You
all.
know,
Yes,
you know the Jags is he's a sorry user.
What'd you say, Dino?
Mr.
I changed my
Humble.
whole thought. AJ convinced me to change my whole way of thinking about this thing. But
No,
so,
you gave us your opinion. We ain't going back and forth with it. You gave us what you got.
I wasn't gonna go back and forth, but it's just he put more question marks on what I was already thinking.
Okay, fair enough. All right, I'm gonna round it out. I'm going AFC. If the Steelers user can get it together and stay focused and play, I got the Steelers versus Jags. Because the Jags just have a no-fly zone, and it's going to be hard to pass on that team. And that user with the Jags knows what he's doing. He'll come with a scheme. He'll figure out what he's got to do. Blake Bortles may not be the best, but we've seen him work with him. I think he'll figure some things out. He may take a lump or two early in the season, but I think the Jags will figure it out by well before midseason, but by at least midseason to make his run. He's got a tough division. Can't count the Texans out. That's a great player, but I see the Jags doing their thing. I think with the way the Steelers play and the way we've seen him play, when he plays, he could do some damage with that team. He's got, best receiver in the game, top 5 running back in the game, if not the best running back in the game. And he can run the ball. We know he can move the ball with the pass. If Big Ben doesn't get hurt, I think he'll be all right. Defensively, there's probably some question marks, but we know he's a pretty good user. He'll have a scheme. He'll figure some things out. Obviously, his biggest test is going to be in his own division with the Browns, and definitely can't count the Ravens out with Lamar Jackson. That'll be interesting to see what the Ravens do in that division. NFC, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I'm going Cowboys. I'm going with myself. I don't care. Let's do it. Let's put the pressure on. Y'all got to come see me. And I'm gonna go with. I think it's gonna come down to the Falcons and Saints. They see each other twice. If they split, I have the Saints going. If the Falcons win both, I got the Falcons. But I'm gonna go Cowboys versus Saints because I think they'll split. And I got the Cowboys beating the Saints to get to the Super Bowl to play the Jags, and we'll see what happens from there. And it's gonna be the Cowboys winning. So I got my Cowboys winning.
I like
But
that.
I'm confused.
Okay.
What?
I'm confused. I'm confused. Are you talking about the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, I got the
What you
Cowboys
said?
versus Saints. I got the Cowboys being the Saints to get to the Super Bowl.
Oh, you had said the Falcons. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
I said if the Falcons and Saints split during the regular season 1-1, or the Saints sweep, obviously the Saints will be there because he'll have figured it out to stop that passing game. Or if the Falcons sweep, then I have the Falcons going. But I think they'll split. I don't think they'll neither one will sweep. I think they'll split, but I think that'll be in favor of the Saints more so than the Falcons. So that's what I have. That's who I have winning my Super Bowl is the Cowboys. So, well, Dino, you said you had some change of thoughts. What was your change? What was said that convinced you?
Just kind of overlooking a couple of players on each side because it's just really hard right now. We got a lot of good users with a lot of good teams, especially in the NFC, especially in the NFC East. I mean, every user in there I respect to the utmost. And then when you go to when you go to the AFC North and the AFC South, man, this could be the biggest year for Junkies as far as divisions being so even. Like this is really hard to predict. It's really hard to predict. I believe that, man. It's hard. You can ask me 10 times, and I can give you 10 different scenarios every time, man, because that's how hard it is.
No doubt.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of hard to predict right now. We got a lot of new users mixed with a lot of vets from Junkies, and I'm ready to see how everything's gonna turn out. Actually,
No doubt. No doubt. With that being said, with that mix, and you heard us talking about a lot of the bigger trades that happened in this offseason, we'd like to welcome the Falcons owner, Mr. Upchurch. How you doing this evening, sir? I'm doing all right, man. Glad to have you on with us, man. We saw you make a lot of trades during the preseason, man. Give the people your insight on what you were thinking in those trades and why you made those trades you made. Okay, understandable. All right, man. You had the game of the week. You had obviously one of the better users we have in the league in the Eagles. We saw you come out. You pass. Obviously, you're gonna pass a lot. Do you feel like you're getting a hold of your passing game, or do you feel like you're gonna scale it back a little bit? Because you did throw 4 picks, and you kind of left the Eagles in the game. Maybe those picks would have not happened. You would have had a little bit bigger score margin. Maybe. What do you think? No doubt, no doubt. Well, they'll be 0-1 when they get to you. They'll be 0-1. So it shouldn't be too tough. You're welcome. I try to help where I can. I mean, obviously, you added to your passing game with AJ. And you picked up Antonio Gates out of free agency. You went to the heavy hitter, Julio. We didn't get to see the young man come out. And really, do you think that's part of because of the pressure that the Eagles were getting? Because they did sack you 5 times, or do you feel like you just got to figure out how to get those guys open a little quicker? More, I guess, would be the better way to say that. No doubt, no doubt. I mean, you say you got a new guy at the right guard spot, but he didn't give up no sacks. But your stalwart Jake Matthews gave up two. Do you feel like you kind of not neglected, but could have done a little better, maybe getting your line together a little better? Or do you feel like they'll get it together as a unit and you'll be all right?
I mean, I would still like to say. I mean, he was playing the Super Bowl champions, and you starting off on a very first week of a franchise against the team that was the Super Bowl champion. So I mean, congratulations on the win. I mean, that's going to be an uphill battle in itself to me. So
No doubt. I mean, and I'm not trying to take anything away from this Falcons team, but at the same time, we saw this Falcons team make a lot of moves. So I mean, I think there comes with those type of moves, there comes a little bit of a push to that team. I mean, you're gonna have people like looking at that team like, man, you should be blowing people out, and or at least more pressure because I mean, you picked up Khalil and 2 tackles, no sacks. Do you feel like he's still getting used to playing in this new environment, or you just got to figure out a better scheme for him as well? No doubt, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, in the end, a win is a win is a win is a win. So those guys may not have made contributions right away. I mean, we did see Slay get, 5 tackles, 3 assists, 2 solos. So, I mean, that's good that you got a defensive back that's coming up to make plays and that is making plays in the backfield as well for you. So that's definitely a good thing to see on that side of the ball. And, I mean, in the end, you came up with the win. 21-16, can't take anything away from you. And like you said, you were going in to it was a business trip. You went in, got the win, 1-0 on the season. Revamp and get ready for the rest of the season, man. We appreciate it. And what do you think of the picks, man? Since we got you on here, give us who you think could potentially be a Super Bowl matchup and who your Super Bowl winner could be. Oh, wow. Okay. So you're not going to pick
That'll work.
yourself. Not going to pick yourself. Hey, them trades ain't no. Everybody look at them trades and knew for sure you going for broke. So don't be humble now. Don't be humble now.
So,
With us speaking about the trades, what do you predict your Falcons record to be?
I mean, we know 12-4 could keep you out the playoffs depending on what's going on. So that's true.
plenty of times.
That's true. But I mean, like you said, both. I think this year is a lot of balance throughout the league. We're probably gonna end up with AFC least, but that's okay. Somebody will come out of there. Somebody's got to. But I think there's a lot more balance in this year. You said what?
That's very, very, very disrespectful.
Man, do y'all want me to be real? Is this not real? Is this not? We're not talking real, or we gonna sugarcoat things?
I think there's just as many good teams in the AFC as there is in the NFC.
Right.
Nah. You know what's part of the AFC he's talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, okay.
I said the AFC least. If you can't figure that out, I don't know what the problem is. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from those guys playing. Everybody's trying to have a good time and play, but we've seen the AFC. Lord have mercy, who getting arrested?
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. The Jets said Teddy Bridgewater's taking them to the bowl.
Oh Lord. Here's the thing with the Jets. When you give up an all-star quarterback for a second round and only a second round pick, I really ain't got much faith in what you finna do with your team. I really don't. He could be a great user. He could be a great user.
He is a great user. He's a good user.
But you don't give up. You don't give. There's the thing between using and this being a franchise. We've seen guys that are great users that fall off because they don't do the right things and build a team. This is about building a team. You gave up a star quarterback for Teddy Bridgewater, who one hit, he gonna be out again. So that's who you banking on? Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of hits and injuries, Falcons, did you feel like certain key injuries on the Eagles D-line helped you succeed in your run game and pass game? Because I saw that you kept the game kind of balanced. Matt Ryan probably threw for like 19. You ran for probably like 17 times. You kept it real balanced. How did the key injuries to the Eagles like help you succeed to your win? Fletcher Cox.
Yeah, right.
That's how you went out. The next thing you know, you started ripping because I think you had completed like a third and long to Julio for a first. The next play, boom, touchdown to Julio again. I was like, oh yeah, that's the time he needed. Because if Fletcher Cox would have been in the game, I felt like those two plays would have been like a total difference maker.
Yeah, that was a heck of a pick on that one. I was able to tune in a little bit to that game. That was a heck of a pick, and you had somebody else open. And there's a couple times you threw one that you had AJ coming across the middle, butt naked. And I was like, I know he want to get Julio his game, but definitely got to look at them reads a little more, man. But like I said, man, you know that's what you got to do. You know what you got to adjust. And in the end, you came out. You went into a hostile environment and got the win. Can't take anything away from that at all. At all. And so while we got you on here still, man, we have one more. We got one more game of the week. Who you got winning that Browns versus Steelers game? Who you got winning that one?
I know, but he got to get in line for that, man. It's winning bullseye.
We know this is one of those games. Go ahead.
That's a double rivalry.
Yeah.
That's a double rivalry.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
This is definitely a game circled on that's the Steelers circled preseason week 1. They circled this game in particular because this gonna be the statement game for the Steelers. I mean, the Browns. Everybody's looking at that young Browns team. We expect some things to happen with that team. And again, like I said in that statement, man, overalls go out the window in certain games, and this is definitely one of them. I think, like you said, the Steelers are coming out to make some noise. They're gonna come out to try to possibly stump a mud hole in these Browns. Let's just be honest. He want to stump a mud hole in them. But I think if the Browns play smart, it's gonna be a better game.
Stretchers.
Yeah, he did. But Mr. Upchurch, man, we appreciate you coming on with us, man, and talking to the people. Again, congrats on your first week win. You know, good luck on the rest of the season. Everybody's definitely going to be watching. So. No doubt.
Congratulations on the win, man. Try to keep Julio healthy, man. He out there doing work. I see him. Keep him healthy.
I can't do that.
Not at all. We definitely will be seeing a lot. I think we could see Matt Ryan maybe put up some serious first year numbers with that receiving core. We can definitely probably see that. But no doubt. One last thing, man. The trade for Alex Smith and Josh Norman. What was the thought process in that?
Who was your backup, if I can ask? Who was your backup? Because I didn't really look at your roster. Oh, okay.
No love for the rookie.
Ducks. We throwing ducks.
The boy just skipping rocks.
That's pretty
And
good.
will Josh Norman see a significant amount of time on the field for you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there. Go ahead. No doubt. Again, man, we appreciate you coming on with us, man. And to those that are tuned in, you know, we like to get you guys on here too. This is just as much as your podcast as it is ours. You know, we appreciate you guys coming on. We ask you the same type of questions. We love picking your brains on what you guys are thinking. And I said final question last time, but let me one more final question for you, man. What's your overall feel of this Madden in particular, this Madden 19? How do you feel? What do you feel about it? Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Amen.
No doubt, man. Well, again, we appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you. With that being said, man, well, I'm going to get the commissioner's run on this real quick. We have one more game of the week. Riggs, who you got? Browns or Steelers?
Oh, man. I saw the Steelers use an earlier play. He had a difficult time. And so I'm going to take that as an advantage towards the Browns this game. Because the Steelers user hasn't really got he hasn't played Madden that much, the new Madden this year. So I feel like advantage point is going towards the Browns.
Okay. AJ?
I might have to. Just depends on which Q shows up. Because we seen Q on the high end, and we see him on the low end, and so it just depends on which one shows up.
No doubt. I'll round it out. We got it split because it sounds like AJ kind of going with the Steelers if Q shows up. We got the Browns with Riggs. I'm gonna give my prediction as who gives a fuck? Don't nobody care about this fucking game. No, I'm kidding. I kid, man. Can I say my prediction first? Is that okay? Yeah. Is it okay if I talk? Appreciate it. I'm going with the Browns, man. I think the Browns are young. I think they're hungry. It's a home game for the Browns. Sometimes that's something we don't maybe see it all the time, but sometimes that stuff has a slight advantage, man. I think the kick is going to come down to the kicking game, and that Browns stadium is a hard place to kick. The two toughest places I say to kick are Cleveland and Denver. That the winds in those two stadiums are something else. And I think that's how close this game's going to be. I think it's going to be a methodical game from both guys. I think the Steelers want to come out and, run roughshod, but at the same time, he understands he's got to be particular in this game. But I had the Browns winning in a close one. I'm going to call it 21-24. That's what I'm going with. Browns, 1-0. Don't let me down, Dino. Go ahead with your final words, Dino.
Oh, my final words is, AJ spoke of 2 different cues. Upchurch spoke of 3 different cues. Chip spoke of, a couple of different cues. How I feel about it, I don't give a damn what cues show up. You hear me? I don't give it that cue that can play, the cue that can't play, the cue that's sometimes good. I don't give a damn what cue show up. Just be there. Just fucking be there. I don't give a damn.
Okay.
All 3 of them can grab the joystick.
All 3 of y'all.
Oh, man. Put some respect on your name.
Put some love up. And I know he's coming for it because our battle's in the past. So, all jokes aside, I blew him out a couple of times. He's blew me out a couple of times. We had tight games. I don't know why he hates me so much. I still don't know why he hates me so much. I just want to be friends, but hey. Can't be friends with everybody.
All right, Rodney King. Can't we all just get along? I hear you, man. AJ, man, hit us with your final words, brother.
See here. I have nothing. I'm running a blank right now.
My man said, I'm just ready to play these games and start this season off right.
Man, for real, man.
I can dig it.
They responded yet?
Oh, man. Let's not start off the week like this. Definitely don't want to start off with not being able to play. Riggs, man, hit us with your finals.
This was the longest preseason wait to get the week started. Glad it finally started. Second note, guys, stream your games. People do actually watch your games.
Yes,
and they can help you get on the podcast.
Yes, yes. We do have a Junkies Twitch that we will host from. So if you have a game being played and you link it, and if it's up and we don't have, because Game of the Week has priority. I'm gonna let you know that now. So if you and whoever Game of the Week is playing, Game of the Week is gonna go on that Twitch first. But if Game of the Week's not playing, man, and we're able to, throw your game up, we'll do that, man. We want to spread everybody's Twitches out there and get everybody some looks. We ain't the biggest, ain't nothing great. We ain't gonna give you 100,000 views, but we can get you a couple people watching. Get a couple people watching your game, man. That's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to have a good time with it. So please stream if you're able to stream. Make sure you link us in the Facebook group with your stream, man, so we can get it out there for you and we can all tune in and watch these games, man. We like to all watch and have a good time. My final words. Please don't try to play us like we stupid. Please don't try to play us like we stupid. We all know you can read. You read the rules. You know what the rules say. You know who you can move in certain positions, who you can change positions with. You know who you can't change positions with. We know you can't move a quarterback to receiver or receiver to quarterback. You know good and well you can't move a receiver to halfback and a halfback to receiver. Please don't try to play me like we stupid. I'm not going to call nobody's name out. We had our discussion about it. I don't even know if they're going to tune into this. But please know we are watching and we are looking and we are diligent on every move you make in this game. Somebody will see it. Somebody will point it out and you will have a discussion. This is your warning. It ain't no, oh, this is the first time I did it. This is your warning right now. Next time you'll catch these suspensions. And you know we quick to give out suspensions. So please understand, you'll catch these suspensions. So that's my final word. Don't think you're getting over on us by any means necessary. Don't think you are. And other than that, man, y'all have a blessed evening. We appreciate you tuning in. Somebody about to say something else?
Yeah, I was going to get one.
What up?
Hey, T. We're leaving. But, I was going to say, all in all, let's have fun. We're gonna get in as many seasons as we can. I'd like to see who I'm gonna send those rings to. And remember, if you make it to the Super Bowl, you get a ring. If you win the Super Bowl, you get a bigger ring. You can ask AJ and Chips. They got a lot of them, okay? Just ask them. They'll vouch for my statement. But we did get T in here. T, do you have any final words? Because we're about to sign off. You come late, but you're still here on time. So you got anything to say?
Nah, man. I just got my ass whooped playing on this motherfucker. He knew I was lagging, but it's all good though. I should have waited to play his ass till I was on my regular internet, but it's all good though. But now we just gonna have fun, man. I'm gonna use the head Mitch. I'm gonna use his motherfucking internet to play them damn Vikings though. But we gonna be good, man. I'm gonna bounce back, man. On Tuesday, man. I'm gonna bounce back. And,
no doubt.
We gonna be good, man. I'm gonna use the head Mitch. I'm gonna play off his internet. So fuck it.
All right, man. With that, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We appreciate it, man. Till next time, which will hopefully be Wednesday, because the push will be Tuesday. And like I said, we're trying to do this every Wednesday. I know we missed last week, but it made more sense to just push it to today because it's opening day. But we will be back Wednesday with the next podcast. Hopefully, if we're able to get somebody on, we will reach out to you and let you know and get y'all up in here, man. All right, we appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. We will holler at y'all later, man.